That's legal. Okay, perfect. Try it. Come up this tank a bit more less. Leg to tangers.
The Tuna Fishing Club says that there are more tuna in local waters every year. They report marking many more tuna on their fish finders than they end up catching. And they say that every year there are more big, heavy tuna also. Taken with the fact that there are more people getting into the sport, and it means that every year the tuna fishing season gets shorter and shorter. But this past weekend the quota did not apply because it was a catch and release competition.
Fishing is not only about killing or selling fish, there's more to it than that. Releasing a fish back to the natural habitat is actually incredible to watch. The organisation was brilliant, and hopefully we can do this to many years to come.
This year there was a limited number of boats. I think the organisers used this as a trial period almost. I think there was about 20 or 30 boats that took part. All of them Gibraltar registered vessels, because in order to fish tuna in Gibraltar you need to have a Gibraltar registered vessel, and it was actually very nice to see everyone all together, everyone radioing each other, because sometimes when you're tuna fishing and it's during the season, you're caught up in catching the fish, but this was everyone radioing each other saying, look, I'm hooked up here, and it showed some really interesting patterns. So people would hook up in one direction and then other boats in the same direction would then hook up, and it was really interesting, and we saw so many tuna, which is a good sign for the future.
Tuna paradise, baby!
It's incredible, the thrill of actually hooking up to a tuna is amazing. A fish of 300 kilos could be dangerous because at the end of the day, it's 300 kilos, you know what I mean? We're not fishing offshore or on land, we're fishing out at sea, so it could be quite dangerous. If you don't have much experience fishing this, you will need to speak to people that do know how to fish.
The raw power of a fish, you've got these big reels, which are these 130 W reels, which are literally this big, and the power that you need with your own hands to pull out that line, even an inch of that line, is you've got to use a lot of power. But just to see how these tunas run, they can take hundreds of meters at a time, it's just incredible to watch that adrenaline fueled sport that is tuna fishing. We hooked one 2 weeks ago, or a week and a half ago, that dumped 400 meters of line in the space of 3.5 minutes. Wow. And that's amazing to see.
GBC recently reported on problems for tuna fishermen inside British Gibraltar territorial waters. The fishing club says that things have improved since then, with a stronger presence by the Navy and the Royal Gibraltar Police. They say there was one minor issue on the border of BGTW at their competition this weekend. In answer to my questions, Mr. Marache denied that part of the problem could be that local fishermen are veering outside Gibraltar waters into international waters. He says that there are simply more fish in Gibraltar waters than outside, so there's no incentive to leave.
Yeah! Vamos!